Hi everyone, I'm Steve Stoller.
And I'm Shannah Haley, and this is Inside Plano, where we take you behind the scenes of our city.
We'll introduce you to the faces and places who help make this a great place to live.
And give us lots of reasons to love Plano. Steve Stoller, it is October in Plano. How are you?
I'm great, Sean. I can't believe it's fall already. What happened to the summer? It seems like it came and went in a blink of the eye.
You know what? As somebody who spent most of the summer sweating it out, I am not at all sad to see it in the rearview mirror, though.
Well, the one thing I'm gonna miss is the pool, you know?
Yeah.
Once the temperatures start cooling off, you can't go in the pool anymore, but there's a lot to be said for the nicer temperatures too.
Exactly, especially if it means that you can walk around the State Fair of Texas and enjoy a corny dog or a funnel cake without, sweating through everything that you're wearing.
That's right. Fall is a good season, and the Halloween
Mhm.
festivities are always great around here. So we got a lot to talk about.
Absolutely, we do, and you've kind of started alluding to it because it is fall and, you know, in some ways for us here at the city, it's exciting because it's a new budget year, we're kicking off October 1, but it feels like the beginning of the holidays even though we're still in October.
That's right. And there are some things coming up that you definitely will not want to miss, like the Plano International Festival, which takes over Haggard Park on Saturday, October 15th. It's the largest, longest running multicultural festival in North Texas. It's been bringing the sights, sounds, and tastes of the world to Plano for 18 years. There's something for everyone at this family friendly event. And the best thing, the admission is free, Shauna.
Yeah, and this year we have a special addition to the Plano International Festival. After the festival itself closes on Saturday, you can get a ticket and enjoy an evening of dancing with the symphony. It's a special collaboration between the International Festival and the Plano Symphony. It's a 45-minute concert featuring a symphony string quartet accompanying Bollywood, Irish, and Polish dancing. But here's what's cool about this. Not only will the music be great because our friends at the Plano Symphony are incredible, 100% of the ticket proceeds are going to benefit the Plano Symphony's Music Education Scholarship Program. This provides free private music lessons to Plano Middle School music students who have great talented but maybe limited financial means. And I'll put all of that ticket information in the show notes.
Shauna, are you a fan of the Beatles?
Only the Beatles as headlined by Steve Stoller.
Well, we have a Beatles night every year, and if you haven't been and you're a Beatles fan, you can't miss it. What we do is we celebrate John Lennon's birthday with Beatles night on October 15th. A Hard Night's Day, awesome band headlines this annual Plano tradition. It's at the Red Tail Pavilion located in Oak Point Park. You can bring your chairs, your blankets, your coolers. The evening's BYOB. And then, as always, they have burgers, fries, and soda that's available for purchase. Got to leave your pets at home, unfortunately. Gates open at 6, show starts at 7. A Hard Night's Day have actually played at the Cavern Club, the Kaiser Keller in Hamburg, and recorded in Abbey Road Studios in Studio 2. This makes them a bona fide, or as the lawyers say, bona fide tribute band with clout. They have a catalog of more than 200 songs. They're able to give an in depth, genuine Beatles experience. Ticket information is in the show notes.
And you've gone to see them before, right?
Yeah, they're awesome. They're a great band. They really
Yeah.
are.
And hopefully the weather will continue to be great because there's no place like Red Tail Pavilion and an outdoor music concert.
Love that place to see concerts.
Yeah. Well, hey, there is something new and fun in Plano this year. It's the new Rest in Peace Festival in downtown Plano, also called Rip Fest. It's Halloween themed festival. It's going to take over downtown Plano on Saturday, October 22nd from 5 to 10:30 p.m. Live music, circus performers, food, drinks, and more, and even a little magic. I mean, it wouldn't be Halloween without a little magic, would it? Of course, we all love Apparition Expedition, which is kind of a spooky, historic tour of downtown. That is still going to be offered. It's going to be modified a little bit this year. It's returning to 5 of the locations that were last visited in 2019 before we went through the years of COVID. Tickets are available for Apparition Expedition, and they went on sale in September.
And finally, we can't forget about the annual and popular Boo Bash at the Tom Muhlenbeck Recreation Center on October 27th. Features a carnival-like style atmosphere with games and, of course, lots of candy. Families enter for free with a canned food donation. Don your Halloween costumes for a night of trick-or-treating at the Muhlenbeck Recreation Center. And Shannah, we have one big additional event this month, and we've invited our special guest to join us today to talk more about it. Our special guest today is Deputy Fire Chief Marc Pate, who's over our training section for Plano Fire Rescue. Chief Pate, thank you for joining us today.
Well, thank you for having me.
We always like to start off these interviews by asking our colleagues if there's something about them that they'd like to tell us that we don't know already. So what is it about you, Chief?
Well, I don't have any real big surprises, but just for those that don't know me, I've been in the fire service for 28 years. Been with Plano, the city of Plano, for 25 of those years. I'm married, have 3 kiddos, and 2 dogs.
28 years. So in other words, you became a firefighter when you were 4 years old.
Yeah, pretty much.
Right. Well, Chief, tell us a little bit about the training section. What is the training section all about at Plano Fire Rescue?
Okay. The training section, I guess if you could maybe give a broad goal of what we're here for, why we exist. It's really the bottom line is to help our guys to deliver better service to the citizens. And that's it in a nutshell. And here in the training section, we try to do that by basically delivering our guys the best quality training that we know how, and also meeting all of our industry regulations and mandates in the process.
Well, Chief, can you tell us a little bit more about the kind of training you specifically provide to the members of Plano Fire Rescue?
Absolutely. Here in Plano, we really do a variety of training. We do a lot of live classes, some hands-on exercises. We do some online training. And for us, what that looks like is we have an annual training plan. And our annual training plan is really kind of what I discussed a moment ago. It's geared towards making sure that we meet all of our industry mandates and regulations and certifications and so forth. But we deliver 4 major training sessions a year where we bring all of our crews out and we train them on 4 topics that we typically identify those topics by working with our command staff and different areas of the department, kind of identifying what I guess is our priority for the year. And we deliver 4 major exercises where we rotate all crews through those. And it takes us about 6 to 8 weeks to rotate all fire department crews through that training. And so we do that 4 times a year. We also do officer training and driver training, where we bring those groups down and kind of work with those groups individually. We'll do some command staff training. We'll also host some outside training classes and invite members from the area and some of our guys to those classes, guys and girls. We also do what we call our pump simulator training, where we bring everyone down and we get to practice on pumping water to fires. And then we have an online magazine. And so during that online magazine, we try to get them the training that they can do at the stations. And we try to coordinate it with our big 4 training, hands-on training exercises. So kind of piggyback those. So when they come here, it won't be the first time they've heard of the topic. So maybe they spend a couple months doing some online training on a specific topic like extrication. And then they would come down here in person and we would do an exercise on extrication. But that's kind of a nutshell on how we operate and how we get those hours.
So in 2017, voters in Plano approved a bond for a new fire training facility. Can you tell me why we needed a training facility, kind of a standalone here in Plano?
Sure. It's really kind of boils down to, like I said earlier, is making sure that we provide the best service to the citizens possible and preparing our crews to do that. And Plano has obviously grown over the years, and we've used several different training models over the years. But it's almost like we've outgrown that. Some of the previous models. In the past, we'd gone to Collin College and done a lot of our training up there and relied on some of the neighboring departments to allow us to use their training facilities. And it just became a logistical challenge for us, a lot of out of service time rotating all of our crews through outside the city to get their training. So it was time that we kind of brought them home and kept them here in the city to help our response times and like I said, cut down on that out of service time and really to give us a little more control over the type of training that we offer.
Chief, before it even opened, people were already saying this is the best training facility in the region and possibly beyond the region. Tell us a little bit about what's on site there.
Okay. We agree, by the way, that we think that's what we think of the new training center. We have a I guess a office classroom building, and in that building we have offices for our training staff, conference room, 2 classrooms that'll hold approximately probably 25 students per classroom. You can open up the partition and do a 50-person classroom if you want, or you could pretty much double that head count if you removed all the tables and just had it set up like a conference style with just chairs in there. We have a workout facility with men's and women's locker rooms. And that's all in the administrative, like I said, the classroom building. And adjacent to that building, we have an apparatus bay where we can store fire department apparatus like engines or trucks or ambulance or whatever with a little shop. And we can also teach outdoor classes there. It's got audio visual in the bay, as well as those classrooms and conference rooms I mentioned earlier. Going out to the training grounds, we have a single family, a 2-story single family home. Allows us to do burns there. We have a 6-story tower with a basement. We have a simulated collapsed parking garage. And we also have a 2-story apartment complex. And so each one of those kind of give us a little variety in some of the main, I guess, types of buildings that we would operate here in Plano. And that was done by design. Before, when this program started, they actually went out and did a survey of all the different buildings we had here in Plano and tried to integrate those things into the training center. And I think they did a good job at it.
How will all those components help our personnel train?
Well, just like we just kind of alluded to there, these are the actual simulate the same structures that we have here in Plano. And so a lot of training grounds, traditionally, they'll build one building and they'll kind of integrate all those different components into one building. And so what ends up happening is you kind of have to do a lot of make believe or pretend. We're going to use this side of the building and pretend it's a single family home today. And then the next time you're out there, we'll say, well, we'll use the back side of the building. We'll pretend it's a high rise today. But with ours, we'll actually be able to conduct a full fire attack on a single family home and kind of get the ability to do a 360-degree training around that building because they are standalone. Same with the high rise, same with the apartment complex. And so that's really what, in my opinion, what separates ours from some of the others is having those distinct building types that we can train on.
Yeah, one thing, because you and I have been working together on the grand opening event, it was super cool to see how the high rise has a different floor plan on every level because there are different kinds of buildings that are in high rises. So you have apartments, you have offices, and so a lot of practice opportunities there. I thought that was really cool.
Yeah, that's one floor set up like a office cubicles, one set up like the top floor set up like a penthouse apartment complex. Others are, just various floor plans on each level of each of the 6 levels.
Well, this is, like you've said, it's very special and very unique. Do you all foresee other fire departments from surrounding areas ever using this facility to train on?
Absolutely. Our main goal is obviously get our guys and girls focused up on delivering the best service here at Plano. But part of that is working with other departments. We routinely make calls with Frisco and Richardson and Allen and Dallas. And so it's very important that we're able to kind of operate fluidly with those groups. And so what we'll do is we'll host training for our guys. And occasionally, depending on the topic, we'll invite some of those outsiders to join us. We did that a few years ago with our high-rise training. We actually ended up inviting, I think, 9 outside fire departments to join in on us. And so it was probably ran almost close to 1,000 firefighters through that training drill. And that's the kind of training that we'll be able to do here. So, and we also like I said earlier on the pump simulator, we rotate our crews through. We kind of take a little bit of a leadership role here in Plano and offer that training up to some of the smaller departments who maybe don't have that funding. So we can kind of be somewhat of a regional hub for some of those other departments to come here and who we're going to be relying on during a fire. So we can kind of help them get trained up as well. And then we host outside classes. A lot of times those outside classes are for individuals. And so we'll fill them up with our members first. And then any leftover seats, we'll offer those up to our area departments to see if they want to send some of their members over.
Very cool. I did kind of mention that you have a community day coming for the facility to open, kind of a sneak peek, I guess, to the public on October 1st in the morning. And I think it's kind of special because this facility is not like a fire station. It's not a place that the public can just drop in on. It's a secured facility. So this is kind of the one day to go check it out in the morning. Can you tell our audience a little bit of some of the things that the public will be able to see during that community open house?
Sure. We're going to have some, the community gather in the apparatus bay, and we'll have some community outreach booths and set up there, just some public education. And we'll be taking groups on kind of guided tours through the administration building, show them some of the offices, the workout room, the classrooms, and we'll take them through there. And then we'll take groups around and show them that single family home, tell them some of the highlights of it, the tower, the collapsed garage, and the apartment complex. And at the same time, we'll be conducting some demonstrations. There will be some crews out there working. So you can actually see crews out there trying to breach a concrete wall, practicing forcible entry on commercial and residential doors, popping doors open for us to gain access. We expect to have some crews rappelling off the tower. We also hope to light off our car fire prop so we can show a crew putting out the fire. And then we'll have one of our newest engines in the fleet, which happens to be going in service at the same time that the training center is opening. So we're going to have it out there for display too. So a lot of activities, a lot of variety, and we're just going to be taking, groups of people kind of through there on a guided tour.
Chief, before we let you go, is there any other information or anything else you'd like our residents to know, not only about Plano Fire Rescue, but about the training section?
Okay, well, we're very excited about this training center, but I will take just a second to kind of brag on the training staff out here. This is just a top-notch group of people with a lot of dedication and a lot of creativity, and they do a great job. I guess it was a year or two ago, we got a surprise inspection from the Texas Commission on Fire Protection, and that's never something you look forward to, those surprise inspections. But as he came through, he was very impressed, and he actually told us that when he left, he was going to grade us as exceptional, and that we had an industry model program. And he actually asked if he could take some of our material with him to show other fire departments. And so I think that kind of speaks to some of, like I said, the creativity and the dedication of the staff out here. So
that's awesome. But
do their thing. So I'm very fortunate the staff that we have.
I was going to say that's awesome, but not surprising, knowing just the amazing fire rescue department we have. Chief Pate, thank you very much for joining us today. Best of luck to you at the new training facility. Our special guest, once again, our Deputy Fire Chief Marc Pate. Thank you.
Thank y'all for having me, and we look forward to seeing everyone at the grand opening. Thank you.
Steve, that story that Chief Pate shared at the end of our interview just made me feel all Plano proud, but like you said, not surprised. Plano Fire Rescue, just one of the best in the nation. They're so great.
And that training facility is awesome. It is something else. I hope everybody in the community gets an opportunity to go out there and just to experience this facility, because it really is one of a kind, and it's top notch, and it will help our firefighters be incredibly well trained. I can't imagine a better training facility than what we've opened there.
Absolutely. And although you sit and listen to all of these different buildings that he described, it's actually a very small footprint on that site. So it's not like it's big and super noticeable, although there's a beautiful red feature on one of the buildings. And the other thing is, like, all of that smoke is simulated. It definitely feels very real to the firefighters, but has no impact on the surrounding neighborhoods. So it's just state of the art. There's nothing else you can say about it.
It's great to know. So there's a few other things going on too that we want to close with today.
Yep. Yep. So speaking of our fire department, this is the 100th anniversary of Fire Prevention Week. I just can't believe 100 years. Runs October 9th through the 15th. This year is focused on encouraging everyone to plan to safely escape from a fire and learn simple but important actions that they can take to keep themselves and those around them safe from home fires.
And if you or someone in your family has special needs, you'll want to join us for the Adapted Recreation Expo, Saturday, October 15th at Windhaven Meadows Park. You can discover resources for individuals with special needs in the North Texas region at this free and fun event. Hope to see you there.
Yeah, and while you're there, you can check out the wonderful all ability playground there at Liberty Playground. It's a super fun one. And this brings us to the end of yet another episode of the Inside Plano podcast. It's hard to believe how fast time has gone by with us on this podcast. We look forward to talking to you all next month. If you have ideas or questions and you want to send them our way, ask Plano at plano.gov is your resource. Until then, talk to you later.
Thank you, Shannah. Happy fall, everyone.
And that's it for our Inside Plano. We hope you enjoyed it as much as we did doing it.
If you have any comments or suggestions, send them to us at askplano@plano.gov. Bye.
Talk to you next month. The Inside Plano podcast is brought to you by the City of Plano.